But this kind of brings us to another point of people who aren't socially distancing or
In
taking
LA.
the pandemic seriously, and they have the means to take it seriously, and they still don't do it because they're just stupid.
So what Christine's talking about is we've seen quite a few stories lately about influencers or digital media celebrities in LA having parties lately. And I feel like, yeah, we did want to at least address it. Maybe it's sort of old news at this point, but I think we just need more voices of reasonable people on YouTube just condemning this behavior, honestly.
It's so frustrating to me because I'm someone who is incredibly fortunate that we have a big house. Like, we used to live in a smaller condo, and I'm thinking, like, if we still live there, I would probably be 10 times more crazy than I am currently.
Sure.
Because at least in our home now, I can go to a separate room. Previously, I did not have that luxury. So I understand from people who are living in smaller quarters, are living with more than, a few people. Maybe you're with roommates or you're with family, and you're just like all so annoyed with each other that it is incredibly hard on your mental health to just stay in your house. I get that. What I don't understand and what is so frustrating is the people who have the means, the large YouTubers. They live in beautiful places. They have millions of dollars. They can do whatever the fuck they want in their backyard, have a pool party with themselves and just their best friend and their assistant who lives them. And yet they still go to these parties with hundreds of people. They go out to dinners and they just like don't even care.
Yeah, it's
Why?
pretty awful.
You don't like it. Why?
It's funny how like the transmission of the coronavirus has really shifted to young people now, it seems, right? Like the World Health Organization came out the other day asking young people basically like, do you really need to party so badly that it's worth making your parents and grandparents sick? But here's the thing. I think you make a really good point. I get it. If you're a student and you've been stuck in a, bachelor 1-bedroom apartment for months now,
and you just want to go to your friend's house
and
or your
you just
boyfriend's
want
house
to
or
go
something.
to the beach or go to the bar and have a beer. I get that frustration. But I think you make a really good point that if you're a YouTuber who lives in a mansion with an assistant and you have a pool and you already have a friend group that is sort of within your bubble that is coming in and out of your home, isn't that good enough? Do you need to be having, like, am I missing something? Why are birthday parties so important to young adults?
I mean, I guess their argument, and I saw this from some manager of a TikTok house. I don't know. Some manager of a something house on social media gave a statement recently that the reason why his proteges or his people, his talent,
his clients,
was doing this was because it was part of their job, and they're not going to stop entertaining just because there's a pandemic. So his argument was that they need to have giant parties to entertain people so that they can continue their business model.
Oh, that's their business model.
And I'm like, oh, interesting. I also entertain people by myself. Like, okay.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, fuck those people. Like, I don't care if those people get sick, but I feel bad
but they're not. Yeah.
Think of who are the people who are going to be affected. It's the people that have to work,
hopefully.
the people in the service industry, the people working at the restaurants that those people are coming into. They're the people at risk, right?
And I bet you those people, those servers at restaurants where influencers come, already hate those people coming in pre-pandemic, and now they hate them even more.
Yeah, it's tough, man. I don't know what to say.
I denounce the behavior of not all, but some online influencers.
It's bad. It seems to be the younger ones.
It's just why, and it just shows all the more a level of ungratefulness that we already see from their behaviors over the years and just like their actions and attitudes and things they say about people. But this demonstrates that even more to me, a level of ungratefulness.
Yeah, this is going to sound kind of terrible. Maybe here's a meme. Take a shot when Ben says maybe I shouldn't say this. But
no, take a sip of tea.
It almost like if someone who was really important to young people had gotten really sick with coronavirus early on, I wonder if that would have changed how serious young people took it.
I think you're right to a degree. Like, I wouldn't want to name a name or wish that upon any individual.
Sure, of course.
But people, if they saw their idol or someone they really looked up to get this and then turn around and say, actually, you better fucking take this seriously because look what happened to me, therefore it could happen to you. In the same way that they kind of sell this idea that, look how I got here. If I did this and I did this on not much, you could do it too. Because I think that's a lot of what YouTubers and online influencers try and sell their audience, is that if I could do it, you could do it. So kind of in a weird, twisted way, if they could get COVID and get extremely sick from it, so could you. And I do agree that I think audiences would take that seriously. However, I don't wish that upon any
Sure, yeah. And maybe that's probably a stupid way of looking at it, honestly. But if we're just going to say that like these YouTubers are role models or these celebrities to young people, yeah, they should, seeing them wearing masks and being responsible and social distancing would go a long way to having more young people take this seriously.
And not just going to parties and then apologizing for going to parties. Like just just
like, you know what you're doing is wrong. Like, you're just apologizing that you got caught or that there was blowback for it, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of these people clearly aren't apologetic at all. They're just trying to play a PR game.
They're just, I think it's a lot of saving face and listening to their PR person.
And we should acknowledge that, like, young people, the evidence seems to be that young people are less at risk of getting very sick, but really it's more about protecting the people in your circle who might not be as protected. Like, if you're a healthy young person, chances are you'll be okay. That's not to say there haven't been healthy young people that haven't gone very sick, but it's more likely that you have a parent or a friend who's immunocompromised. And then it's just like, is it really worth going to the bar on a Friday night or going to
a birthday party? Like you don't,
at this point.
I understand wanting to celebrate with your friends. So do you not have a couple friends? Like, that's it? You can do that at home? I just don't get it. Maybe I'm just not a party person, so it's easy for me to say, okay.
That's true, right? We're not people that get off on being extroverted. So we're not feeling it the same way people who really sort of rely mentally and emotionally on social interaction are, I think.
Yeah, that's also
true. So there is
true.
Something to be said for that.
But it's selfishness also, is that I'm seeing. Like, they're being selfish. And they're putting their own needs of wanting to be seen and partying and, I don't know, throwing cakes at each other. I don't know.
Is that what people do at parties?
Drinking with others. What people do
sharing drinks.
Sharing drinks, drinking, yeah.
Yeah, in conclusion, people suck, right?
Also, parties suck.